Like sheep they are laid in the grave. Death shall feed on them, and the upright shall have dominion over them in the morning, and their beauty shall consume in the grave from their dwelling. But God will redeem my soul from the power of the grave, for he shall receive me, Selah. Be not thou afraid when one is made rich, when the glory of his house is increased. For when he dieth he shall carry nothing away, his glory shall not descend after him. Though while he lived he blessed his soul, and men will praise thee, when thou dost well to thyself. He shall go to the generation of his fathers, they shall never see light. Man that is in honor and understandeth not is like the beast that perish. Man as man, the measure of all things, and all that baloney. Oh, how clever people are, so full of wisdom, so honorable person, this woman, this man. Oh, they have so much knowledge about evolution, and their knowledge increase, and they are full of wisdom and so on. Is a brute beast, 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 12. The figure given is dead eating the corpses after they are buried, verse 14, as the Lord said of one man, buried with the burial of an ass, Jeremiah chapter 22 verse 19. The upright have the dominion in the morning, and there is no doubt about the reference to Matthew chapter 13 verse 43, and those whose works had something to do with their enduring to the end. Paul never refers to Timothy, Titus, Silas, Barnabas, or anyone else as the upright. But God will redeem my soul from the power of the grave, verse 15, is a messianic reference to Jesus Christ. It's also true of any saved saint in the Old Testament, where the soul represents physical life. See Genesis chapter 19, verse 20. Verses 1 to 20 are self-explanatory and repeat the refrain so familiar to the reader of the book of Ecclesiastes. First, you came in naked, and you go out naked. Verse 17. See 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 7, and Job chapter 1, verse 21. Second, you can make yourself happy by realizing and finding yourself, verse 18. And if you make your bundle before the funeral, men will praise you, verse 18, mainly to get your money. You go the way of all your flesh, verse 19. And if they are lost like you are, the rich man had 5 brothers, Luke chapter 16, verse 28. They too will die like dogs, verse 20. You don't come up at the end of the tribulation, verse 14, to enter the millennium. You stay down 1,000 years and then come up to the white throne judgment, Revelation 20. There was once a chief white feather, a converted full-blooded American Indian, and an opera singer on top of that. Witness to Franklin Delano Roosevelt and the King and Queen of England back in the 1930s. The King and Queen both testified they believe in Jesus Christ and his blood. When the chief asked Roosevelt if he was saved, Roosevelt replied, "I'm an Episcopalian." I have met many people, or some people at least, who easily say, if I ask them, "Are you saved?" "I'm a Lutheran, I'm a Catholic. I haven't done some of the sins of 10 commandments," or something like this. But they have no understanding, like the beasts that perish. Man that is in honor and understandeth not. See Proverbs chapter 9 verse 10, chapter 2 verse 5, is like the beasts that perish. This explains why unsaved women, very honorable or not, whatever, but without understanding, are called pigs in feminine format. 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 22, Proverbs chapter 11 verse 22. And unsaved men with great honor or not, but without understanding, are called dogs. Revelation chapter 22 verse 15, 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 22. And unsaved religious leaders, there are many honorable religious leaders and many leaders in philosophy and great wisdom and whatever in the world. There was in the time of Jesus, Matthew chapter 23 verse 33, Pharisees, etc., who are called vipers. There is in the fear of God there is wisdom. In his words have understanding. And Lord Jesus Christ is the way, truth, and life. And no one goes to Father except through him. Do you understand that one? And do you believe it?